The police had found their man, and Myrtle Guyol, Eddie's wife, identified Fluker in photos and in a lineup. Now, it had been over a year since the murder, and Myrtle was now in a, quote, better position to identify the killer. And she went down to the Fulton County Jail and positively identified Odie Fluker as the killer. So Fluker went on trial and was convicted in Eddie Guyol's murder. The New York Daily News proclaimed, as matters stand, Odie Fluker undoubtedly killed Eddie Guyol. Motive, robbery. Let's take a break. Odie Fluker maintained his innocence and said he had been framed. Fluker said Lieutenant McCrary was behind it all, and it was a setup, saying that McCrary's motivation to become chief of police was the main reason he was facing the electric chair. Fluker claimed that when Guyol's wife Myrtle saw him in the lineup with 6 or 7 others down at the station, he was the only one wearing a coat and hat, which made it easier for him to be picked out of the lineup.
Just like the guy in the lineup that has the Hamburglar
Right.
outfit on, and he's like, of course it's me. This system's rigged.
It's like Kramer turning the other way in the lineup.
Yeah.
Little fashion show.
Yeah.
On May 7th, 1937, the Atlanta Journal newspaper had a huge photo of the Hindenburg explosion, legendary photo, with a headline, German Queen of Skies explodes, burns while mooring at Lakehurst. In the third column on the same first page is an intriguing story about Eddie Guyol again. An affidavit was filed claiming that it was Myrtle who had offered up $10,000 to kill her husband, and that it was later boosted to $20,000 by none other than Walter Cutliff, his partner in the bug.
It's always the dame. It's always the dame.
The dame and the partner, right?
The dame and the partner. You got to look out for them.
Police Chief Hornsby said, there is something rotten in this Fluker case, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it if possible. He was confronted with a death sentence in the electric chair 5 times, but he was not electrocuted. And upon a 6th chance, he eventually had his sentence commuted to life in prison, and then he actually ended up getting out of prison and was free in 1950. Many of the higher-ups in the system believed Fluker had been framed. In his 15-year fight to clear his name, Fluker was defended by members of the police department, a Superior Court judge, and even Governor Rivers ordered the sentence commuted to a life sentence, like I said, stating that there were conflicting circumstantial evidence and questionable character witnesses. So, did Fluker kill Eddie Guyol, with the case solved by that amazing investigative and detective work of the Atlanta Police Department, or was this an inside job? We may never know.
So there was never anything more to the wife paying money or offering. It was just something that was thrown out there.
It was in the front lines of the paper, but they just could not pin it back to her. I mean, when dirty money's traveling 10,000 here, 10,000 there, and you're already dealing with the seediest of criminals, who knows what happened?
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I want to say like in the 30s and in that time, right? When you saw something in the newspaper, it's not like today. And I see, it's not that there could have been a headline or information that was not accurate or wrong in a newspaper at that time, but it's not like today you can just put whatever the fuck you want out there.
Right.
For the most part, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's not right. Sorry. We'll okay, let me change that. But back then it was like people went the distance to try to get accurate information out, because that was it. A newspaper in the 30s was like how the world.
Yeah. And it was.
So my point in that is like, you want to kind of look at that and go, there's probably some real reason why that accusation was made.